So your writing routine fell apart. This used to be you, tapping away at your keyboard, exceeding your daily word count goals by a mile, starting and ending a scene after scene, and then something happened. You fell ill, your cat got worms, your boss decided you don't need any hobbies, and then you just never got back to writing because then your cat fell ill, and it's your boss who's got the worms now, and then, well, you get the picture. You over there, wagon somewhere over there. But how do you get back to writing? Let's talk about that. In case you're new here, hi, I'm Katari, I'm your new writing bestie, and this is Protagonist Crafts, the place for people who are kind of obsessed with that whole writing thing. So let me just get it out of the way first. There's nothing wrong with you, because we all go through different phases in our lives, and it's impossible to be able to focus on one specific thing all the time. I went through a really long time myself where I wasn't really properly writing anything new. Like, I was jumping between these two stories and just starting these first drafts that just didn't work, and I tried re-outlining it. It didn't feel right, but I also kept editing and querying and re-editing and querying. The previous novel that I had actually managed to finish. And I just started to feel like, well, I never write another novel again. Obviously, there was something terribly, terribly wrong with me, and not just the things that my mom told me that were wrong with me. I'm sure you'll be happy to hear that I'm currently actually working on the fourth draft of one of those stories that I just kept bouncing between. Sometimes it just works like that, and it can happen to you too, hopefully even sooner than it did for me. So the very first step of getting back on track with your writing is to understand that it's okay. You haven't done anything wrong, and feeling bad about not writing is not going to help you write more. So just choose not to feel bad about it, because it's a normal thing to not be writing all the time. It's okay. Nothing has gone wrong. And the second step of getting back to writing is to consider, do you actually want to write? And I mean, do you want to write? Not if you should write, not if you have a good enough story idea, not if you have the time to write. Do you want to write? That's it. A simple question. Do you want to write? The funny thing is that you might just realize that you don't want to write. Like maybe you have been trying this whole writing thing, but maybe writing fiction is not for you, and that's all right. You can write other kinds of things that are still valuable, or maybe you won't write anything. Maybe it's something else that you're meant to do, and that is totally fine. Not everyone should be writing if it's not their thing, and if it doesn't bring them joy or anything. But the other option is that maybe you realize that, like, yes, you do want to write sometime in your life. You want to be a writer, you want to write a novel, but just not yet. It just you fell out of the habit of writing, and you've been wanting to get back, but you realize no, it's not yet the right time. Like maybe you do have too much on your plate. Maybe you've been burnt out by something, and you don't need this extra project on your plate, even if you try to do it casually and for fun. So, maybe you don't want to write yet, and you're welcome to get back to this video when the time is right. So if for any reason you realize that you don't want to write, feel free to stop watching this video unless you like watching me talk. I also like watching me talk, so you're in good company. So hopefully by now you have realized that yes, you do want to write. Yay! So the third step is to do some daydreaming about it. Wouldn't it be nice to write? Wouldn't it be nice to tell people, oh, I'm writing a novel? Wouldn't it be nice to go to your favorite coffee shop or to the library and write there? Wouldn't that be fun? Like, where would you like to write the most? And just how much will you enjoy putting your characters through hell? It's just so much fun. It's creating worlds with words. There's nothing better than that. So just spend some time thinking about how much writing is fun. Don't do it yet. Just think about it first. But you're right. Thinking about writing does not, in fact, count as writing, and few things grind my gears as much as people posting things on the internet like, oh yes, you're a writer when you're not writing, haha. Oh, you're a writer, what have you been writing? Writing? There are no professional writers posting that stuff. It's just the people who are not actually writing. So I suddenly just lost my will to live. So yeah, thinking doesn't count as writing, but we're not trying to write yet. We're trying to get into the mindset. We're trying to rewire your brain. We're trying to reclaim your identity as a writer. And identity here is important. So don't just be like, I'm trying to write a novel. Be like, I'm the kind of person who writes every week because writing is important to me. That's the kind of person I am. And then go and be the person. So next, we're going to actually do this. And this is the step 4. Yes, step 4, write. And yeah, well, it isn't quite that simple. Let me tell you what you're going to write. It's something. Yes, go and write something. Don't start writing a novel. Don't even think about writing a novel or even a short story. Go write something, anything. Go to your writing station or wherever you've decided to write this time. Open your laptop or notebook or whatever it is that you want to be writing, with your quill and parchment. And then just write something. Literally anything that comes to your mind, even if it is, I am writing something. Write for half an hour or finish writing the page, and don't worry about it making sense or being good. Just write. We're showing your brain that we're here, we're writing, this is going to happen. And you can repeat step 4 as often as you need to show yourself that yes, you can do this. I've got ADHD, so I really struggle with either starting things or finishing things that I've started. And it's just really depressing when I get an idea of what I want to do, or someone tells me what I should be doing, and I know that I should be doing that thing as well. But my first thought is, I'm not going to do it. It won't happen. I'm just not the kind of person who starts or finishes things, and it's just not good. It doesn't feel good. It makes me feel really bad about myself. It's just easy to feel really discouraged about yourself and about your abilities when it's been such a long time of proving yourself only that you can't do it. That yeah, you will start, but you won't finish it. So the point of this step is to show yourself, yes, you can keep showing up. You can keep writing something. It's not impossible. We can do this. So after that, this is step 5. You need to figure out what you're actually going to write, like for real. Do you have an unfinished story that you used to work on? Well, go and read it and see if it still has potential. If you only have ideas, see which one speaks to you the most. If you don't have any ideas, you should get my free story idea workbook and then use my equally free simple plotter to map out your story so that you can actually write it. I've got your back here, bestie. We are going to write that book. Okay. Having clarity about your story and about your plot is really important because it's a lot easier to be motivated to write when you know what you're actually writing, and you won't be wasting time just like staring at the empty screen. And also, when you know more things about your story, you can use your non-writing time to think about your plot, what's going to happen next. You can solve problems that you have, stuff like that, so that the writing thing actually comes easier. So when you know what you're going to write, the 6th and the final step is figuring out when you're going to do it. I'm personally not a fan of having this daily writing practice that happens every day at the same time, because that just doesn't work with my life and my brain and, everything. And it just like, well, if I had that, what's going to happen if for some reason I can't write on my allotted writing time? Will I just not write? Or can I write later? But then what's the point of having this specific routine if I'm going to just write whenever? So I might as well just like only write tomorrow then if I can't write today. So that way I would end up writing never, probably. Great if it works for you. That kind of thing works for me with my workouts, with my workout routine, but not with my writing. So, see if maybe instead of having a strict routine, you could be a writing opportunist. And if you did have that kind of a writing routine previously, do have a little think about it. What's the reason for your writing slump that you tried to stick to this routine and then you failed and then you stopped writing because you couldn't stick to this routine? So some self-awareness might be helpful here. So why not instead make the commitment to write whenever you can? So for example, when you've got this dead time, like between tasks, maybe you can write then. When you've finished a certain number of tasks, maybe you can write in the evening instead of watching 5 episodes of Friends. Why not watch only 2 and then spend the rest of that time on your writing? You can write when you're waiting for the laundry or when you put your children to bed. Just make the commitment to use all these pockets of time to your advantage. And yeah, if your life is totally full, then do try to schedule time for your writing as well, because you're worth it. You deserve to have your own hobbies and your own goals, your ambitions, your things, because it's your life. So don't be afraid to also like block out time on your calendar. Like, oh yes, well, this thing here, I can't do that. Unfortunately, I can't go clubbing with you. I am writing a novel. I'm not going to tell you what's going to work with your life because only you know that. So I have like sort of this inventory of time and see when you might be able to write, and then again make a commitment to write then. And also promise to yourself that you won't get discouraged if you can't write when you thought that you were going to write, because getting discouraged is just it's just a recipe for disaster, and life is always going to keep lifing until you die, and you can't write when you're dead, I'm pretty sure. If you could, then Charles Dickens would have surely finished The Mystery of Edwin Drood. So yes, you're going to have to make this writing thing work with the life that you have. Getting discouraged is the thing that stops you from writing, not your hectic schedule. So after all those 6 steps, all you have to do is write. Don't worry about maintaining your writing streak, because you want progress, not obsession. Your available time and your energy levels will fluctuate, and it's perfectly fine to respect that. And you don't know me, but I'm here celebrating every single word that you put on the page. I'm so proud of you. You're so cool. So if you're now feeling more motivated to write than ever, do lightly tap that like button, and I will see you in another video.